Hello folks, Jolt here, and today we'll be looking at Transformers Legacy Iguanus. Iguanus here is a Cybertronian motorcycle. He's primarily purple with gold and red accents, a little bit of black around the front wheel, and some very light blue on the front. On the back of the vehicle, we can see a little more of the gold detailing, but the red tire does seem a little small for this block. In fact, I'd have to say the windshield on the front, probably the best looking part of this mode. The assembly that holds the wheels, it just seems very flimsy, very empty. On the front, the black spokes do actually look nice here. You can see the Decepticon symbol tamper-wrapped on the windshield. And there is a handy little port on top of the windshield to equip a weapon. This is kind of the best side to view the vehicle mode though. Overall, Iguanus is severely lacking in the vehicle mode. For starters, almost the entire robot mode is visible here. The arms just peg into the front wheel. The legs and feet just peg into the back wheel. Iguanus is just doing a bridge while holding on to two wheels. That's about it, and it's not very convincing. The motorcycle also lacks a kickstand of any kind, and thus cannot stand up on its own. Now, another figure in the same size class might be able to ride it, but even then you can just barely balance it on. I'd recommend trying with ones whose feet can actually touch the ground. As for accessories, Iguanus comes with a single weapon, some kind of tuning fork gun. It's a jagged H shape with the barrel in the middle, two forks on either side, painted in gold and a bit of red. It has a small purple peg on one side for a Legion-class figure to hold, and a larger purple peg on the other side for one of the larger figures to hold. The larger peg fits right into the port on the top of the windshield. And now for the transformation. Untab the feet from the wheels. Untab the knees from the tail. Now the hinge to close the windshield on the back, it's a bit tight on my figure. Hopefully it doesn't break. Iguanus in robot mode actually does look pretty good. I like the lizard-like head, 3 spikes on the side, 1 big fin on top, yellow eyes, and some sculpted scales. Aside from the head, the only other new detail we get is the addition of a gray belt with a buckle that looks a bit like his own skull. I do like that he has a nice flat backpack. And even though both wheels do collapse under the front of the bike, he doesn't feel top heavy. And having a tail in this mode is also a nice touch. And again, a very clean silhouette from the side. In robot mode, Iguanus looks great. And I have found something pretty fun to do with the wheels. For the first step, we start with his back, extend the front of the bike, turn both wheels sideways, and close the hood on top, which gives him kind of a jetpack. Of course, nothing really pegs in to do this. You're completely reliant on the ball joints connecting the wheels to the figure. And as for his weapon, the small peg fits nicely in either hand. And now, for posability, the head is on a ball joint, but is restricted by the chest. It can look up that much. Ball joint in the shoulder, which is a bit restricted by the backpack, but he does still have decent range in the shoulder. Ball joint in the elbow, can rotate freely with no restriction. a full rotation at the waist. Hip is on a ball joint, but the molding does cause clearance issues between the hip and the belt. Leg can only kick back this far, again because of the molding in the hip. However, a kick forward has no restriction. The knee is on a ball joint, and it bends without issue. And while the knee does have a good rotation, the molding in the knee does prevent it from getting a full 360. The foot is on a ball joint with a nice deep tilt, and it can spin freely. He also has 5 ports for armor and weapons, one on the back of each shin, and one on the bottom of each foot. And that is Transformers Legacy Core Class Iguanus. This figure is not perfect. His bike mode qualifies in the loosest sense of the word, and his posability in robot mode is hindered by its molding. And his weapon suffers because it's supposed to be combined with 2 other weapons from 2 other figures, neither of which I had any interest in getting. However, he's still a fun figure with a lot of good play value, and does make for a decent troop builder, a menacing fodder unit. All in all, I give him a C+. He is passing, and is the last piece I need for a project. Thank you folks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe and click the bell if you'd like to see more. I do have a Patreon if you wish to help support this channel, and I'll see you folks next time.